Harris and Walz had their first rally together post Kamala making the choice of this amazing pick for VP. So I want to look over a few of the clips from this rally so we can feel the energy that was in the event and the arena and some of the rhetoric that was used by the now vice president pick, as well as future President Harris, who has officially been picked by the delegates, making her the actual official nominee for the Democratic Party.
Again and again and again, Trump weakens our economy to strengthen his own hand. He mocks our laws. He sows chaos and division. And that's to say nothing of his record as president. He froze in the face of the COVID crisis. He drove our economy into the ground. And make no mistake, violent crime was up under Donald Trump. That's not even counting the crimes he committed.
I mean, wow. Not only does he have this natural charm to him, but he's very witty with the way he retorts and responds to things. This is a great line because, I mean, it's true. Violent crime spiked, property crime spiked, hate crime spiked, and domestic terrorism was the biggest threat it's ever been under Trump. And then you also have convicted felon Trump in office indulging in actions that would bring him 88 future charges, so far 34 felony convictions, and an attempt to literally overthrow our democracy. You can't write it any crazier than that.
Like all regular people I grew up with in the heartland, JD studied at Yale, had his career funded by Silicon Valley billionaires, and then wrote a bestseller trashing that community. Come on! That's not what middle America is. And I gotta tell you, I can't wait to debate the guy. That is, if he's willing to get off the couch and show up. So.
I mean, come on. How could you not love this guy? And it is funny, as he mentioned, that you hear MAGA talk about big tech and the battle against them and all of this when Trump just picked a VP whose entire career is funded by big tech. He's a direct product of big tech, but, you know, I'm sure they're really against it. I mean, Trump says it in rallies and stuff, so it has to be true. But it is beyond hilarious that Walz would mention the couch story after, you know, they went viral and, you know, if you know, you know. It just shows how in touch he is with the younger generation. I mean, they saw the memes and the shit posts and the things that will actually get over with the younger voter base. He's just a jolly old down-to-earth fellow, which is a stark difference from what's on the other side of the Republican ticket.
Tim Walz will be ready on day one. In fact, when you compare his resume shall we, to Trump's running mate, well, some might say it's like a matchup between the varsity team and the JV squad.
It's JD Vance from now on. And I mean, Kamala is spot on here. You can combine Trump and Vance's experience together, and Tim Walz still outshines them with ease. So I wanted to take this time to go over his career, the things he's done, and what makes him a truly spectacular choice. The first is a story that he told at the rally. While being a football coach, a student felt comfortable enough to confide in him that he was LGBTQ and was looking to start a gay-straight alliance. Walz knew what kind of message it would send to the school to have a football coach, you know, the epitome epitome of masculinity to be in support of a group like this. So he did it without any hesitation. And this defense for LGBTQ rights is something that he has never abandoned. In Congress, he also stood for veterans, serving on numerous committees, and notably opposed George Bush's plan to send more troops to Iraq, because Republicans are bloodthirsty hawks who want our innocent sons and daughters to die in war. In his very first week in legislation, he co-sponsored a bill to raise the minimum wage, showing where his priorities were. He was a crucial vote to pass the Affordable Care Act, and notably opposed Wall Street bailouts in 2008, something that all Republicans wanted. As governor, he went on to pass paid family leave, ban non-compete agreements, legalize cannabis, invested in infrastructure in environmentally friendly ways, creating hundreds of thousands of jobs in the meantime, universal background checks for firearms, guaranteed breakfast and lunch for students, police reform, and de-escalation trainings. I mean, you can go on and on and on about this guy's accomplishments that reflect in benefits for the American people rather than for the government or for corporations. His record speaks for itself, and this is after being a 20-year veteran himself, a teacher for multiple years, a coach. This is an everyman who understands how to get things done, not for himself, but for the people he represents, a willingness and understanding to work in a bipartisan manner, and he puts his values before his own self-interest, and his values are one that create an America that works for all, not for some.